so hard. Yeah. It's so hard. I'd be curious to see my range of motion actually.
Go, Todd.
Yeah, is that how high I was getting? Just like head past the bar.
Oh, you're going pretty.
Was I? I felt like I was barely moving.
Well, your neck was coming all the way down, I reckon.
Was it? Okay, good.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's brutally hard.
Alright,
very
Christee's
bicep,
turn.
isn't it?
Oh, big time.
Yeah.
I don't even reckon I'd be able to do
I need a
one.
riser.
You can jump that high?
On my heel. That's the thing.
And
They always pay me out because of my riser.
go a little wider, Christee. Go a little wider grip. I went narrow for the first rep, and it was like so uncomfortable.
Oh, you know what?
That's too narrow, Christee.
The bun gets in the way.
I think you gotta go wider.
Oh, you're doing that thing that you do with your strict muscle ups.
What?
Kipping?
No, you know how it's like it starts off. Does it start off there or there?
Well,
It
you
starts
have-
off there and then goes in.
But for this one, you have to go wide.
Yeah, keep your elbows out really wide. Go wider with your hands.
Yeah, I'm telling you.
Go
That's what I
wide.
kept telling you. Go wider. Wider. Shuffle them out. Like jump up there and then shuffle them out.
Yeah, it's hurting my hands because they're ripped. Yeah?
Yep.
Christee, man! Oh! Keep his elbows out. There it is.
That looks hard.
It's so hard. I'm telling you, that was brutal. Rich is a savage, as we all know, obviously. He just does insane things.
Oh, pretty. Wait, it's because you're going. Oh, pretty. So
So what?
they were pretty. They were pretty. They were critters.
My bun is really getting in the road.
You don't need to air up for this one, do you? We could let it come down the whole time.
I'll try, I'll put it
There
I can't
it
even
is.
get up high enough. That's actually really hard.
Oh, you're not far
Oh
off.
my god. Alright, I'll do that. You have to take your hands really wide.
Yeah.
Easy.
Oh,
Watch your head.
bloody.
What I might do for the next one, Christee, for the last one,
Yeah.
is try 2 12s in like the front rack.
Yeah.
Keep your chest up more. I don't have anything lighter for you, unfortunately, but you could probably do 2 12s. If we're being honest. Let's just be honest. Let's just be real.
Alright. So I'm in So I'm actually in Royce's like at home garage gym. So
Infamous.
yeah, we see it always on the social media scene that you are always training here. What have you been up to since touring?
Trying to think of like interesting things.
You've been doing a lot of comps.
Yeah, a lot of local stuff. It's been a good. It's so funny. Not making the games is always like hard, obviously, but it's weirdly like liberating in that your off season starts earlier, and you're obviously not beat up from traveling and from doing the games and stuff. So you get these couple of months where you can kind of just muck around and play, and you still feel incredibly fit, but you're not burnt out. Like for example, Christee coming back from the games, and it was the same last year for me too. You're pretty beat up from the ordeal, so you just want to chill and have those couple of weeks where you don't do anything, and then you come back kind of not fit and have to rebuild. So it's kind of unique. It's a weird blessing, silver lining, I guess, of the process is that if you don't go to the games, you kind of get this head start on the next season, and you feel really good. So yeah, did a couple of partner comps with Jack and all the guys I train with a lot, and did some touring, like local touring comps, and just a couple of qualifiers to do. Just is that kind of time of the season now where all the cool off-season stuff starts, like your Waterpaloozas, your Dubais, Down Under.
Are you going to do any of those?
I'm on a team of 3. Well, we've got a team of 3 planned for Waterpalooza, so we're just going to do the qualifiers, obviously, and hopefully qualify. Down Under, I'm doing a team of 3.
Who's on your team?
For
Down Under?
Jack and Swanee.
Yep. Okay. And who's on your Waterpalooza team? Oh.
It'll be Kevin. What's Kevin's last name? He's Kevin Got the Magic Power on Instagram. Yeah, fittest man in Germany for like 4 years.
Hustle made dude.
Hustle made. It's a hustle made team, and me, me, Kevin, and Christoph Horvath.
Oh yeah, Laura Horvath's brother.
Yeah, that's probably how he's best known as poor guy.
Sorry.
He's probably best known, but he is. So he's been the fittest man in Hungary last couple of years too.
Yeah.
So him and his sister have kind of had Hungary on lockdown, and he's coming up. Like he'll be dangerous next few years.
That'll actually be really cool. That'd be a good team.
Where like there's this, I've seen this name at Waterpalooza like every single year, but like the 2.5 men team. But it's funny because me and Christoph are both like 6'4". Christoph's like 6'4".
Yeah,
I'm
and
6
then
foot, and then Kevin's like 5'8" or something. So, we'll be Team Hustle made for one of. I think Craig wants to put a team in too. So
Yeah,
that could
right.
be friendly. Yeah, so we could have a bit of a hustle army there, which would be cool.
Yep.
And then a couple of local comps in Australia. So I just did the Chasing Better qualifier for
And
Perth.
you won.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that's cool. That'll be literally a fortnight before Down Under.
I thought it was only a week.
I thought that too, but I think I checked the dates, and I mean maybe it is. Maybe I'm confusing myself. There's lots of dates to keep track of, but I think there's a week off in between.
Oh, okay. Maybe
sure.
there is.
Yeah. And then not this weekend, next weekend, I'm off to New Zealand for the Redemption.
Yeah, and then are you doing Down Under? Yes. Oh, sorry.
Yeah,
you
team of
just
three,
bloody
team of
said
three.
that. Hey,
Yeah.
team of 3.
Yeah, so that's why I'm doing the Perth one, because I'm like, that'll be Indy, and then not that it's easier on team, but I felt there's less pressure. Like for example, I was talking to Jay, and he was going to do Perth, but didn't want to do it so close to Down Under because you can only back up that kind of effort so many times, right?
Yeah.
But I feel like individual to team is different enough that it's should be okay.
Yeah.
That for a group. Look at that.
All right, you ready?
Yeah. Almost, BB.
So why did you just go for the bike ride? Why did you not go for the bike ride after the singing?
That's
Don't,
6.
Yeah, 2 more.
don't hit your head.
Yeah, Royce tucks his head too.
Yeah.
You have to. I was going to hit it.
Well, Todd was telling me that I'm like this and then I'm
Now we'll film yours.
Yeah, we'll film yours. You're doing something a little kooky.
Is this your phone?
yeah, that's fine. It's probably
Is it
gonna die
dead?
too.
It's fucking dead.
Oh, it's dead.
It's still findable though. Everyone's all out of battery. I'll film it on mine for you and I'll show you.
Yeah, I feel like I'm getting no range. I want to get my shoulders to the bar, but there's no chance.
Yeah.
On the last one, I kind of did, actually, didn't I?
Mountain biking detected.
Sorry, at the end?
Just put a song on it.
So you're talking about, being on Waterpalooza team, and obviously you were supposed to go over to the games and be on their demo team and that, and you couldn't go because of vaccination reasons and stuff. Has that all changed since then?
It hasn't changed as far as I know, but I feel like it has to change surely. Like every country has changed. Like New Zealand was pretty heavily like no vax, no travel until literally like a month ago or something.
Yeah.
That's when the guys from Cluster reached out to me to come over, and that's the first thing I asked them was, "Oh, don't you need to be vaxxed?" And Dean was like, "No, it's dropped." So like they're all. I mean, what was the other one that just dropped recently? Another country, I can't remember which one.
Wasn't Japan's allowing people to go in there?
Yeah. Japan was closed borders entirely.
Yeah.
Now it's like open for business. So I feel like America just has to be the next one to fall. Surely they got midterm elections coming up. The politics shift. So we'll see. So I guess there's an asterisk next to that saying we'll qualify. Then I'll investigate and make sure it's legit, and I can get there. And if not, then possibly. I'm sure there's a sub rule. You can sub out one member. I'm sure teams have done that.
Yeah.
But I'll talk to Christoph and Kevin before we do the qualifier and make sure that like they're okay with the fact that
They
worst
might
case
have to.
scenario, if our whole team gets disqualified because I can't go, that they're okay with that.
Yeah.
Filming. Now recording.
I'm filming you,
Yeah.
Dada.
And then look, you can move this out so you can watch it closer if you like. Ooh, there you go. Yep. And then we can zoom in on there. See?
This Christee, I zoomed into you. How do you zoom in?
You have to so if you push this in and out, see here. So see how I'm twisting this little part?
Oh. Alright, 2 more.
So if you
Got
go,
it.
rotate that around.
Yeah.
Yep, that's it. Yep.
Hello, Christee.
Who's this person?
How do I flare them all up?
Christee,
Dad,
don't
Dad,
worry
yeah.
about as much range.
Gonna
Just
zoom in
pull
again.
like more strict and don't go
That's
as
it.
high.
Try and squeeze your shoulder blades together just from the get-go. Like just
So we just went mountain bike riding. That was pretty fun, hey?
Frothy. I've been trying to get I've been meaning to get into biking and like some form of biking, especially mountain biking, since 2018, since the first games I went to. I've just been so lazy and put it off and whatever. It's always the easiest thing to fob off on the program, right? Is going out for a ride when you can just be in the gym and
Yeah,
it's
but
easy.
when you go for a ride on the road, it's definitely not as fun as that.
No, 100%.
That's like
yeah.
epic fun.
So what I took a lot from what I took away from a lot from being in Mayhem was how much Rich used to road bike a lot. When I was there in 2018, we did a lot of road biking.
Yeah.
And then the last couple of years that I've been there, he's just pretty much exclusively mountain bikes for that exact reason. It's better workout, it's more fun, and if you're pedal fit, as they say in the biking world, then you can probably handle a road bike okay. Now,
And
granted, you
it
won't.
transfer over a lot.
Yeah, it would a lot. Yeah, of course
yeah.
you wouldn't have like all the skills of like riding, like the strategy behind like a crit. You wouldn't get, but it would carry over a lot, especially in the CrossFit scene where no one's a good biker except for maybe 2 or 3 guys. So it's not like it really. You're not racing against other good racers. Everyone's kind of just doing what they can. So I feel like the mountain bike aspect, and it's been more mountain bikes, if you want to call them that, like what it was this year, grass. But there's been more mountain bikes than there has been road bikes.
I reckon they'll get to the stage where it'll actually be, especially if they relocate from Madison to a new place.
Somewhere where there's more trails and stuff. Yeah, I think we'll see like trail riding. I don't know if you'll ever see like proper mountain biking because it's crossing the territory of being a sport and not fitness now. It's like saying, when will they ever have us like...
But it's supposed to be, everyone's supposed to be varied, so really,
I know,
you should have skills in every
That's true. There is a line there. It's like, I remember Brent Vikowski said it best, where it was like, everyone was talking about how defending the biathlon at the Rogue Invitational that year. Like, oh, why not shoot an airsoft rifle? It's sport, right? And then Brent was like, yeah, well, I was a volleyball player for 10 years and volleyball's an Olympic sport. Why don't we have everyone ski 400 meters and then serve 3 volleyballs at a target? Like, who's gonna cheer for that? Like, no one.
No one.
No, it's dumb. But Brent would be like, no, it's great. It tests accuracy. It tests your performance under pressure, high heart rate. Like, you know, the workout could be bike 400 meters and then throw a dart at a dartboard. But
didn't they years and years and years ago? Didn't they have? Yes, yeah.
So that's one of the criticisms, and Castro talks about that in one of his books. Actually, Glassman wanted that, he didn't, because he said it's too sport specific. What about all these Europeans? Like, what if that test had been kick a soccer ball? All the Europeans would have crushed it, the Americans would have sucked. So instead it was a softball throw, all the Americans were good and the Europeans sucked. You got to be careful where like, just because we're CrossFitters, where like we do everything and we're varied and we're fit, doesn't mean we're masters of all sport. You can just do any skill. Like, I can just eat with chopsticks after never, you know, like, you can't. Where do you draw the line of like what is a niche like practice thing and what is an expression of fitness? Like, we muscle up on the rings because it's an expression of like getting your body over the rings and getting work done. In gymnastics, a muscle up's worth 0 points. It's not a real skill. So are they going to bring Iron Cross to the CrossFit Games? Like, probably not, because it's so specialized, and also it's scored for style in the gymnastics world. It doesn't matter if you can do one, you have to do it well. If you're shaking up there, they'll take points off you. So it's like we emulate these sports, but we have to be careful that we don't just start doing the sport and calling it fitness, because that's an insult to the sport, and that's not what we're about at CrossFit. We're not trying to find the best athlete, we're trying to find the fittest athlete. And so I think mountain biking will get better at the games, but hopefully won't see a real mountain bike race, because that's just too niche.
You hope to, because you're actually going to get way better at it.
I hope to see like
next
rougher
time
terrain.
I come up, you'll be overtaking me.
Hopefully, maybe. I need to. The downhill part is not good for me yet.
Just don't hang on to the brake so much.
Yeah, that's the secret,
sit
right?
Behind the seat.
Just go faster. Pray for me. You can say our fathers over and over again for me.
You're not even close.
I love Todd.
There's nothing more in the joint.
Yeah.
That's 5. Oh, is that 8?
Yeah.
Oh, like literally, there's just no more range. Like,
I know, it's wild.
Oh, it's
But
crazy.
it's stupid how close you feel like you are, but you're so far away. Like, that was pretty decent pull. Like,
That looks kind of like what Will Smith was doing.
Yeah.
If you're
I
on
reckon
the movie, he was going like to the...
Nah.
His elbow was getting
Plus they probably
so much
photoshopped
change.
him.
Yeah.
Oh, so epic.
He was in a close grip, I think.
You know what? Will Smith was probably actually just standing here like this, and they photoshopped a bar in to make it look like he was.
No, I reckon he was doing it, because the way he's flexing, I reckon he was pumping it. But you see, this is why like actors actually, like you say, ruin their bodies.
Yeah.
Because they do all this stuff, take after take, probably don't warm up properly, and like I know how much that hurt the first set when I was cold. Just doing all these like stunts, which might even just be like Batman flipping a tire. But they do it like over and over again, big long cool down in between because they're gonna like mess with the footage and stuff, and then these guys get like broken.
Wouldn't surprise
All this like
me.
crazy stuff they do. They're not doing it like in a proper workout environment like we do.
Alright, so
Yes,
you've
it's
recently
good
just
fun.
been sponsored by, how do you say it? Tia.
Tia.
I always say Tire, like tire, like
a
on a
Tia.
car.
Yeah.
Alright, Tia. So, how long have you been sponsored by them for?
It was about a month before the semi-finals. So I
Yeah.
guess it was early May, I think.
Yep, and I've always been curious, how does that work with athletes? Like, do you guys have to sign contracts and then have to, I don't know, do you have to do heaps of social media posts, or is there like rules and regulations between what you can and can't do and stuff?
Yes, varies from sponsor to sponsor. If there's money involved, it's always contractual because that's
Yeah.
just smart, protects the athlete and the brand. And it just varies from company to company. So yes, some companies are more like is based around social media posts and stuff. Some companies it's more just they want to attach the name to the brand.
Yeah.
So yeah, the requirements will differ. It also depends how much they're paying you. They're going to obviously expect more if they're paying more, or if you're a higher profile athlete, you don't have to do as much for the same money. And then, there are certain requirements, like obviously can't wear any other footwear.
Oh, so you can't wear any other footwear?
No.
So you can own, what if, oh no, the games doesn't have that rule anymore.
Correct.
They changed that.
Even
Yeah.
when that was, so in one of the years when that was a rule, like athletes were just given that pass because like Nike had sponsored Fraser and you can only wear Reeboks, and
Yeah.
but Nike knew that, so they were like, yeah, of course you're fine.
Yeah.
You have to wear Reebok, you have to wear it, that's fine. That's a decision they made when they sponsored the athletes. But yeah, that's not a rule anymore at the game, so it
Yeah.
doesn't matter.
Yeah. Probably you're sweating from just doing
pumped.
bodybuilding stuff.
Okay.
No, but for real, the bodybuilding stuff is like it's the hardest part of CrossFit. The other night we're doing those like the skull crushes. I've never been. You can't get that close to failure on any other movement because it's compounding.
Give the man a 2K row any day.
Although your handstand came pretty close, number 6.
Hey.
That was pretty close to
That
the
was
human
pretty
body's
good.
limits.
You're a
Cloddy
man.
was testing the limits of the human spirit.
Really
127 hours.
easy.
I wish you saw it.
Pussy.
He's so good.
Climbing Everest.
Like the cameras.
Child's play. This 6th handstand push
so
up.
good. The 6.
Oh man.
The number 6. They're going to
You
make
just have to mention
There's
this.
going to be a Netflix doco called Number 6, the Todd Shannon story.
Wait, she's getting traps.
No,
You
all
will
I'm thinking
almost-
about is my scaps going like when you
If I
start.
took a photo of it at the top, it would look like a bachelor.
Wait, we'll film.
Yeah, get the
Improvement.
footage. She's on.
He's
Yeah.
better.
I'm going to try. Actually, I'm going to do one more at the end when you're done, because I'm going to try the close grip again.
Ready?
I reckon it just cooked me because I was cold. I
Yeah.
think close grip is the right call.
Go, Critty. Those traps touching.
Oh my
Oh.
god. Yeah.
Let's go.
Solid.
Oh, I can only do 3 though. I'll do 2 more in a second.
Big traps,
Yeah.
keep on touching. Proud, Mary.
That was so good. What are your plans for next year? Are you going to go indies for touring?
It's so hard to answer that question. I think I'm leaning towards team.
Ooh.
But it depends on
Heard
if
it here
the
first.
team is good, right? Like you don't want to.
Who would you have on the team if you got to choose? Who's on your team? Who's on your fantasy team?
So
For
far,
Australia,
Christee's
obviously.
a lock in. So Christee is basically it's me and Christee going to go team if we can find the right match.
Get Toddy.
It's that simple. Big Toddy.
Make him
Yeah, so
train.
me and Christee. Swanee's a good candidate. It's the logistics also of who's close. Like good athletes who's close. Like Swanee, me and Christee all in Brisbane.
Because
at the
you
moment.
all have to train at the same affiliate or something a certain amount
And
of
we
times.
want
is that right?
we want to. If I go team, it's to have a real tonk. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So it's not just making the pro isn't good enough. It has to be a games team, and
Yeah.
we'd like to top 5 or podium at the games. It won't
Get
be
Tia
legit.
when she retires.
Yeah, well, she was supposed to retire this year, and I was going to hit her up, but she's gone for 7. So
Do you reckon she would do a team?
I don't think so. I think when she retires, she'll be done.
Like how Matt Fraser did.
Yeah, Rich went team because he enjoys it. It's fun for him. But Tia's, I don't think is when she retires from competing, the competitiveness is done. She's going to go have a family and just chill.
Yeah.
Exactly like. Sorry, I didn't hear what you said. Exactly like Matt Fraser. Exactly like Fraser. Like go off and pursue the next chapter.
Yeah.
Rich himself said it. He goes, he always wanted to go team. He's a team sports guy. Grew up playing team. The individual thing was just because that's what CrossFit was back then. It was the individual side was all that mattered, and he was always kind of a team athlete at heart. But yeah, I think Tia probably. But she's having some fun with it down under. Maybe if she falls in love with it, she might chase it. But I would personally think that she probably wouldn't.
But you would have her on your team if she was available.
100%, yeah. I'd be on her team.
Yeah, you'd be on her team.
I said it's too much.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? How close is close? Far out.
That looks close.
I know. This is where I
That's
normally,
like a normal
this is where
pull-up.
I do kipping pull-ups from, though. Like, I have a close grip when I do stuff normally. But is there anything left in the tank? That's the question. I don't think so.
Hey, that's better.
I think it's more just the flexibility to be able to pull that far down.
Yeah.
You're still like there. On like.
Did you move out to this area and then everyone else decided to move out with you? Were you the first person who lived out here?
Laurie and I moved out here first, but Jack was actually already at Sandgate with his family, so he's been here always. So he and I were obviously in the same area, like, you know, just make a 15-minute drive down the highway for him to get here. So we were hanging out a ton, and then Shania was coming over to train with us as well, just to be part of the crew. She was living on the other side of the city. Yeah. And then her lease was up, so she was looking for a place, and she wanted to move up here because we go to the pools up here. We hang out here at the shed. Obviously, it's like easier to come and train here on the weekends rather than going to the gym and fight for space. Yeah. So all these reasons she wanted to be closer to Jack. And then so Shania was Jack's girlfriend, obviously.
I was going to say.
And so then Christee was looking to move down because she had to be down here anyway for the team. And then if she was going to pursue training into this season, like this year coming, there's just no one in Mackay for her to like push with and train with and be around. So she wanted to be amongst the crew. Yeah. So she said, okay, Shania and I, why don't we move out together? And then literally 2 doors down, it was just up for lease, like out of nowhere. We were like, "Hey, you guys should go check that place out."
That's so convenient too.
So yeah, then it made sense. Because then even this morning, I worked at Torian. So me and Toddy trained this morning. Jack and Shania, just because it's one of their few sleep-ins from the coaching roster, just walked down here and trained in here. Yeah. Like just I put the key in like a code lock so that like anyone in the crew can just let themselves in. Laurie's asleep with the kids still, or she's out or whatever, people can just let themselves in and have at it. So it's kind of like, this whole like little training grounds we got here.
That's so cool.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Maybe I should do that at my home gym. I'm pretty sure that the other CrossFit gym in town where I work would get not very happy.
Yeah, we're far enough away from Torian that we're not really a threat.
Yeah, exactly.
Torian better watch out, you know.
Yeah, Royce is going to make up his elite team squad here and bring everyone here. Go, Todd.
They're interchangeable words, you know, mobility and strength. Oh, yeah, I'm strong enough, but I can't get the bar.
Pull.
You know what I mean? Like,
I just like try and wedge my head behind it.
Yeah.
I was like,
feet on the side. Yes!
I can actually wedge myself. Give yourself wedge into the bar. I feel it.
And like you could just.
I did the critty.
Put your head over the back and use it as like a lever.
Please don't use the head. Yes!
Use the head!
Yeah!
Make that the thumbnail for the video, man.
Yeah.
It's a close up of my face.
Yeah, with the bar.
And you have to pop the cheeks going there for a little bit.
A couple of Chinos.
Yeah.
And then wing Wednesday.
Let's go. We're building the wings, alright? We've all got wings now.
Except me.
Right, you'll have some wings.
You'll have 2 kilos of wings.
2 kilos of wings.
Alright, well I believe that the wings, so we're doing,
Wings
explain to
Wednesday.
everyone what we're having. It's Wings Wednesday. Explain to everyone before we go
So
in
Wings
there.
Wednesday, it's just literally a promo at like the local like franchise, like it's like an American diner style, you know, wings, ribs, stuff like that. And every Wednesday they do Wings Wednesday. It's just the wings are real cheap. But when like Toddy and Em first moved out here, and we were like, oh, we're gonna try this place, guys. It's so good. Like 12 Boards right around the corner. And we all got everyone addicted, and Christee, we got everyone addicted to these wings and these ribs. And then like Todd and I were doing like Wednesdays, like afternoon, we were coming out here and doing like maintenance on the bikes. Like so when we cleaned down all the chains and like degrease and relube them all and stuff, and we like a bit of a Wednesday ritual. and then we remembered / realized that the wings are so cheap on Wednesday, and so it's just like this. It's become this like cultural thing now for like the whole crew. Like we can't wait for Wednesday to like just order like our body weight in wings and just like gorge.
I'm excited. The only reason why I literally stayed an extra day is to have Wing Wednesday.
I mean, the wings are
at
damn
Royce's
good.
house.
The wings are good, but like the company and like the froth is like the best part. Yeah. So, and like she works from home. She knocks up at 5:30. She like picks up the wings and comes over, and we all tuck in.
All right. Well, thank you
Pleasure.
for chatting with me. I know you love chatting, so it's all good.
Yeah, love a chat.